Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another True North Disc Golf production. Today, we are going to be starting off our latest action for this year's TIML 2020, and I'm joined today with a couple of great guests. First up is Colleen Mcinnes. How you doing?
Great. Glad to be here.
Awesome. You're always a fan favorite to have you back. And we have a special guest too today, which is Holly Finley. Say hello.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Welcome, welcome. We really appreciate you weighing in and jumping on board. Have you had a chance ever to see any of the stuff on TIML or checked out the course before?
I have seen some stuff on the YouTube. The Canadian Nationals is famous in the States as a tournament you must travel to. So I have certainly done my snooping on the YouTube to see what I'm missing out on.
Awesome. All right. Well, first up here is Sandi Hendel. You guys want to fill in a little bit about Sandi and yourself, obviously?
Yeah. Sandi recently sponsored by Prodigy, one of the best players in Canada. She's out there on tour, so you might see her in some coverage. There was me. Not much to say about me. And we'll move on to Chantel. And Chantel is out from Windsor, and she is definitely an up-and-coming. You definitely have to keep an eye out for her. She has skyrocketed from FA2, FA1, all the way up to FPO within a few months and just crushing it.
Awesome.
So this is going to be an exciting round. Three of the top players in Canada here, so it's going to be some good play.
All right, well, moving into hole one, par 3, 316 feet. We were not able to drone flight this particular course. We had to kind of gimbal camera and carry it, and that's due to its proximity to the airport. And we're playing from which positions are we playing from here in round one? Is this shorts or longs?
I believe this is a gold, so the longs, I guess this one is the super long. Oh no, this is, just the longs.
All right. Gonna start out here today with the introductions. We'll have a listen in.
She's a threat to win at every event she plays. Next up from St. Thomas, Sandi Hendel.
Gotta love Mr. B with his great intros every year. He always finds some dirt on you to make jokes about. And just
That's a good looking throw to start off the event.
That's right. I think great positioning for Sandi there.
She has 26 wins on tour, punctuated by romps at Christie Lake and Foxwood. Winning to money like a rumba. Don't let the dimples and braids fool you. She's here to humiliate his course. From Burlington, the Baroness, Colleen Mcinnes.
Had a few fans cheering for me back there.
I love all the intros he does. He's put a lot of work into every player, keeping it unique.
He really does.
Good drive, positioned well in the center of the fairway.
Yeah, and this is a long first hole to start off with all these trees, having to really manipulate the disc somehow to get up there.
As a professional tree hitter, she has her work cut out for her here. Next on the tee, from Windsor, Chantel Budinsky.
It's a little high, but it worked out fine.
Yeah, I think great spot to have a look at the basket there.
Absolutely.
Now that jump putt, I love. She really puts her whole body into it and extends. It's beautiful.
I also like that aggression right on hole one.
Absolutely, going for it.
Sandi with a more controlled floater upshot. Competing against her, she has a really solid game.
Yeah, and I always talk about how tough it is because she's a lefty, and you never get a win read off her.
Solid par putt to start off the round. Oh, wow.
And even those putts, they're so close, but they're the scariest ones. Sometimes I'd rather be 20 or 30 feet away than 10. especially on that first hole.
Oh yeah, especially on hole 1. Well, that was a good start for you ladies.
Yeah, and I think this is a big thing. We're all very close in our skill level and our distance and our control. That it really was a tight. It's I think going to be a tight race throughout the whole event.
That's a very tough hole to get a birdie on too, to get an almost perfect drive. 3 pars to clean up the first hole. Moving into number 2. So this one is 324 feet, par 3. You're met with kind of all these obstructing trees along the right side, so most players opt to go up the left. And then you've got to get a beautiful fade in finally to the screen up in front here on the right. And was this path on the right playing OB?
I believe it was. It definitely is OB, but I believe they were actually asking us not to try not to go down that. There are people. The island is open. They're walking around, so you don't want to scare some pedestrians there.
Definitely a good hole for Sandi Hendel.
Yeah, nice lefty hole.
Mm-hmm. Good drive
Even
out of
though-
Sandi.
Yeah, even though 324 isn't that far, that low ceiling really makes it difficult to push all the way to the basket because you have to have the power on that low drive.
Absolutely. And you can see me overcooking it a little bit there and getting a little risky with the OB. And it's trying to get that, like you said, that extra power to get down there.
Oh, she really challenged the height.
She did, and that was like almost the perfect amount of challenge, getting right through the tree line at least. A good up from Sandi. Hopefully she could just clean that up.
Smooth. Wow, another aggressive jumper.
She is really wanting it, and that I think is part of her game, being very aggressive and challenging. And Chantel knows she can do anything she sets her mind to, so she really puts that out on the field.
Yeah, it's always fun to see a girl that's like willing to go for really long putts like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the confidence is so strong in her.
Well done.
There's a nice shot of Mr. B doing his intros. And we are just keeping it steady, keeping those pars up, making sure that we are playing clean. I think we've been filmed a few times, but we're also a little nervous about it.
All right, guys, so far action's going well. A couple of pars there, or 3 pars for hole 2. Moving on to number 3, 353 feet. This has very low ceiling trees at the beginning, so it's hard to get a lot of height. Once you emerge out of that, you're into this open area that then moves into this very tight gap. And if you get too far left or right, you have to throw over top. And finally, you're met with this basket open-ended here. First up, Sandi. Another good spot to throw a backhand as a lefty.
That's a perfect placement.
It is. That's one of the biggest challenges on this hole is it is a distance that you don't want to push. So you can see we're not necessarily throwing our biggest drivers. I think that was a suspect for me because we don't want to push into those bushes.
Yeah, I think it's definitely more important to be within that opening to get a clear upshot than to try to push down the gap for a potential birdie. Because once you mess up and get into that bushy stuff on the left or right, that's pretty much just a pitch out.
Yeah, exactly.
Smart golf from all 3 of you.
Great shot out of Colleen there. Kind of tough to see that.
And we both kind of left those a little short. I think we both wanted a bit more on that, but still a little bit of nerves, I think.
Oh, for sure. Go, 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 go. Same from Sandy. Well, now it's time for putts.
That's right. Can't make big putts if you don't short your upshot. And that was
Yes.
beautiful.
That was a great putt from Sandy.
I don't know. Looks maybe it's
Well done.
Thank you. Someone told me the other day that I do this waiver before I putt, and they said it makes me look nervous. I swear it's not. It's just a routine.
Hey, whatever works. It doesn't matter what you look like. It matters if it goes in the basket.
That's right. And another safe hole for all of us. Trying to manage, I think, the distance and a lot of the sides of the fairways have so much bush that you can go into. I think this is Chantel's first time playing this course, so I had to give her a few tips on. There's some hogweed that we have, stinging nettle. Sorry, not hogweed. Yeah, stinging nettle, and a lot of red ants. So putting your bag down on the ground is pretty dangerous.
Yeah, we saw that with the mounds a couple of times. There'd be big, huge ant mounds full of fire ants inside the bushes. Number 4, par 3, 330 feet, working our way up the left of this fairway through all of these trees, and finally you're met with this danger on the right with all of this water.
This used to actually be our first hole when we did TIML in the past, so this was a scary first hole to start on as a righty.
Can't even imagine with the river on the side.
Yeah. And if you
wow.
hit one of those trees on the wrong side, it will kick you right into that water.
Look at this shot.
And it trickled a little bit to the left there, but stayed far away from the water. And Chantel thinking the same thing, just maybe stay a little bit more left.
That's a solid looking putter up shot.
That was so smooth. And so much control. She hasn't been playing too long, so when you've been playing for 6 or 7 years and someone has that much control right away, there's something special about them there. They really understand the game.
It's a good out from there. Sandy's got such a serious business look on her face after she gets done putting. I wait for like a little smirk, like, all right, it went in, but nope, she's all business right now.
Yeah. Staying focused.
Exactly. In the zone.
Great. She's such a positive person out there, though, and always, every time I throw a shot, I'm like, oh no, that might be OB, and she's like, don't worry, it'll be in. Let's just wait till we get up there. She's always so positive, keeping it really light.
Yeah,
even despite what her face looks. Yeah, despite what her face looks like, she is having fun. All right, another bunch of pars there. Really tight race here.
So far, not much change.
Yeah, just waiting for someone to make that bold move to break out, get some birdies.
There's been 1 or 2 opportunities for birdie so far, but nothing that's connected. Moving on to number 5, par 3, 252 feet. This is just a pretty standard shot with a dogleg left. If you've got control of the right hyzer shot, you should be fine. And if you overshoot or undershoot, you'll be met with these trees on the left side, making it a lot harder.
Yeah, this is definitely a tough lefty shot because you do end up wanting to go straight too. Not want to turn left too much. There's a lot of trouble over there.
I love these mature trees and how you really have to push the ceiling to get down the fairway.
Absolutely. Long and low is the name of this course for sure.
Yeah, you said it.
Just sneaks through.
A nice little skip over there. That's that Color Glow Firebird. Those are awesome. Definitely something you gotta have in your bag. And that looks textbook.
Nice shot.
Oh, that was a great shot.
Beautiful, just parked.
I'd like to say it looks good, but I have no clue.
Oh,
Oh man, sometimes when you play with Sandi, you just never know if one of those are going to fly in or not.
absolutely.
Look at you!
What a shot! Nice putt.
That was tasty.
That was great. I pushing Chantel there. She's got that tap in, so had to be bold.
You kind of had to. You had to.
Nice putt. First
I-
replay of the match.
That was a great drive by Chantel.
Taking her time, making sure she connects with that birdie. Recap of that
Nice.
shot, nice and square.
I love to see some birds. Let's go.
All right, first moving and score, a couple of birdies out of Colleen and Chantel. Sandi with a smart layup, just stays behind there, sitting at par. Moving into the next hole, number 6. I like this hole a lot. Kind of long, arduous.
Very much about placement.
Absolutely. Number 6, par 4, 506 feet, working down the fairway here. This is a hole I played a couple of times, and I realized what's important about it is staying in the middle. Because you get on either one of these sides in these kind of side cubby holes, there's no shot up to the basket at that point. So control is key.
Yeah, it's all about choosing where you're going to land.
I like this. Stay good. Yo, you're fine.
Yeah, and
That
I think
looked perfect.
that dirt patch is ideal just in front of that. You don't want to push too hard.
This looks a little too right. Bit of a misrelease. That's going to be a tough spot to dig her way out of.
Yeah. Little placement shot. Yeah.
And that looks like that'll be a good spot for Sandi.
This is a very disciplined decision.
Absolutely. Take your medicine, get out to a good position.
Look
And
at this.
just a beautiful recovery there.
Sandi again, a little bit overshooting, ending up there on the rough on the left. Oh, you got a good hoof on that one. Good shot.
Nice. That's a putt.
Too much mustard.
There's the squirrely.
It's so tough on this course because, you know, you're really trying to push. But like you said, Jeff, if you go off that fairway, it's terrible.
Oh, it's lethal. You get trapped and you can't do anything. Some interesting tidbits, too, about Toronto Island. This course actually ends up flooded underwater quite often. And
Oh,
this
wow.
area here, yeah, all that jungle area and rough you see outside of the fairway, that's all underwater for a chunk of the year. And you can actually see it back there. It almost looks like there's fish and stuff living in it. Nice birdie out of Colleen.
Right.
Yeah,
That
solid
was-
putt.
Just the way you really want to play that hole. It doesn't always go that way, but
Good first shot. Gave you the right position to line up a good drive and made the putt easy. I'm not sure where Chantel's at. I think she's putting for one over here with a bogey. Yeah. But honestly, given that drive, the fact that she had to use a shot just to get back to the fairway, that's not a terrible result.
yeah, absolutely. And you can just as easily get kicked out of the bushes, hit a tree and just kick out and have that good luck and recover. But she really had to pitch out there. It's tough to swallow sometimes.
Look at that control. This is a good example of a separator hole. Colleen takes an early lead, 2 down.
Yeah, and there is a lot of long holes left. This next one's one of my favorites here.
Number 7, par 3, 304 feet. You want to talk about this hole a little bit? How do you
Yeah,
like it?
there's a few lines here. I'm really big on turnover shots, so taking that left gap so you can turn over, or if you're really feeling the hyzer that day, doing a more direct, hoping you skip forward a lot more. But I just like how it's looped around with all these bushes back there, so it makes it a nice little putting green.
All right, let's see what route you take here. Great shot.
It was.
A little short, but should be fine.
A nice little turnover there. Skipping into some trouble.
Yeah, it trickled off into Narnia a bit, but that's okay. It looks like she can at least stick a leg in there and maybe have a semi-putt at it.
Absolutely. These flat greens are trouble for skips. You
I
really
think
have to
that
count
leaf
them.
really saved Chantel's shot there. I feel like that was not going to a good place, and that leaf helped her out.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, this is what I expected from Sandi.
Ooh, and a good bid.
Wow,
in.
Colleen.
What a shot!
Wowee. Good putt.
Just on fire
So
today.
thick.
Right? Look at this.
Second replay already.
Boom skis.
Well
Love
put.
it. Yeah, solid putt from her, too. You've gotten a couple of birdies now. That's impressive.
Thank you. This tournament I've played for years, and it's always been one that's kind of scary. So I'm glad now, years later, to have that skill level to be able to really push these holes.
Yeah, this course is quite magical. There's so much history. It's been being played for over 20 years now. Some of the biggest names have played on this course from the U.S. and Canada, and it's got so much history from being underwater all the time too. There's been some seasons you can't even access it.
Yeah, actually,
wow.
When you were saying that, it was, look at Nico there. Little Innova star. Just got on their junior team last year. Oh, and there's Slater. Dave ran the tournament for years and years. Mm-hmm. He just recently moved to BC, so he's handed it off to some locals.
A big shout out to Slater. He was very, very supportive, and he spent years and years building up this tournament and working on this course to improve it. So make sure he gets his due. Number 8, 541 feet. This is a par 4, but it really is so reliant on this first shot. And this is not bad, actually. Coming around that corner and trying to land in the fairway is a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can definitely work with that. As far as a left-hander is concerned, this should be textbook for Sandi, which it looks like it is.
So this hole is like a big horseshoe.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It is really challenging to get far enough and right enough to have even a second shot.
Sure.
And Chantel's going really risky here because she's going over all the bush and coming out, and it pays off.
Yeah, well done.
When you see how this corridor works, you start
Yeah.
to realize how much distance you have to get out of your drive. Because now you're looking straight down the fairway there at the basket. You need to be in a good spot to be able to get the right shot. Look at this. Look at
That is
this. That's a nice shot.
It sure is.
Now, she had such a good landing zone there that she was straight at the basket. That's ideal. That's really where you want to be.
Well, you got to feel for her, too, because you and Sandi are veterans. Like, you have been playing these courses for years. You know them well. You're accustomed to the camera. And competing is something that just runs through both of your guys' veins. And I think this was Chantel's real first FPO.
Wait.
Wow, look at the shot.
Whew. That was a
I thought that you were going to throw that in.
Yeah, I remember actually right before this event messaging Chantel just about the course, and she went out and practiced it. But me and Sandy have played this event for years, so you're right. There's a lot to be said about knowing kind of what to do and where to take chances.
Wow!
But that was
From
amazing.
downtown.
What?
Run it
And-
down, girl. Get it.
That was huge.
That was an incredible putt.
Woo! What a well played hole.
Let's see this replay. Look at this shot.
That was perfect.
Rushed.
Bossy.
She earned every bit of that birdie with that perfect drive and a beautiful upshot.
So what do you think so far, Holly?
Oh,
the
I love
Canadians
it.
hang with you guys or what?
Yeah, I wish that I would have gotten up here already to play this event and this course. I see that I'm really missing out on something great. Solid par putt from Colleen here.
Yeah, I believe this hosted Worlds one year. It was the only time it was ever hosted outside the U.S.
Yeah.
I wonder
And,
what year that was.
Oh, it's got to have been like 2001 or something like that.
Was that a Pro Worlds or an Am Worlds?
Yeah, the Pro Worlds. Oh,
Ah.
I think. I wasn't playing back then, so I'm making a lot of assumptions here, but we can research that and find out.
Yeah, there's been quite a number of big events have been held on this course, and it's a pretty big favorite of a number of pros too. Yeah, Chantel with an incredible putt, definitely deserves that birdie. Moving on to hole 9. This hole is ridiculous. It's 275 feet, par 3. The fairway is like, look at it, razor thin. You've got this little bit of beach line. And then on top of all that, you've got this precarious basket raised up a little bit, and it must be, what, 8-10 feet away from the water on the backside? So easy to get a bogey or worse.
And very risky having to go over that water, especially if it's a windy day.
Mm-hmm.
So, fun fact about their club, when they play club here, if you go and land in the water, you're allowed to play from the water. So you can take your shoes off and go out into that beach and try your putt from there.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, this is one of those holes where it looks like if you're a right-hander, you need to throw it over the water and trust that it's going to come back right at the base of the basket. This is very similar to a hole at Maple Hill and a couple others on tour. But just having the courage to throw your disc over that lake and let it hang there the whole time. Oh, sometimes I can't do it.
Absolutely. And you see Sandy there taking a pretty safe route because that lefty, it is tough on a hole like this.
Oh,
All the danger is just calling to your disc.
All right, trapped inside the bushes here. Not
Hey,
bad.
that'll do.
Work your way out.
Yeah, that was, I think, my only option there. Pretty thick in there.
All right, important putt here for par. It's okay, pretty good shot. A little high on the band. It's tough to judge that too because this basket is just higher than normal.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy to see myself confidently running that because when you see someone running something like that with water behind that aggressively, they're feeling it that day. So, a big smile, no matter the bogey.
All right, so far some pretty good action here through the front 9. How are you feeling at this point, or what was the energy in the car? Do you remember?
Yeah, we were all just having a good time. Me and Sandy were super psyched to have Chantel there. We've been playing against each other for a while now, just on our own, and every now and then someone will join. But we were happy to have someone from Ontario committed to disc golf joining us. And Chantel brings such a good energy. The amount of laughs, jokes, and just the positiveness, cheering each other on. It was a very fun tournament to play.
Well, we'll check out a few of these recap shots here on the right while we look at the scores. Sandy playing a very stable round here with basically all pars and 1 bogey. A little bit more action out of you and Chantel, obviously attacking those baskets, trying to put up some birdies. Not too bad.
Yeah, nice to see some green on there. We could
for
do
sure.
without the red.
Yeah,
But
I
it
like
is-
that turkey in the middle.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I always love birdieing a par 4. Makes me feel really good, like I either played it really well or I had the distance that I needed.
There's a little shout out to your disc there, Holly. We're carrying those into the shop.
Yeah, thank
Hopefully
you.
we
The
can-
Holly Finley Tour Series Glow Champion Mako 3 never existed until now. And you might not ever see it again, so get it while you can.
They are hot. I actually saw someone posting about trying to support you with your disc and a few other women, and that they're going for crazy prices on auction sites right now.
Ooh.
It's insane. But the girl was asking, how do I support the women? Because I know these markups are just going to whoever bought it, right?
Yes, yes.
It's always nice to see other women really looking out to support all those pros on tour.
Absolutely. What a fun front 9, everyone.
Well, there we have it. We are through the first 9 holes of our FPO coverage of TIML, and we will be right back at you watching the back 9 very shortly. See you soon.